Hi there. We have been learning about multiplying and dividing with fractions, mostly dividing by fractions. And so now we're going to take that knowledge and use it when working to find areas of shapes. And so this lesson is called Rectangles and Triangles with Fractional Lengths. And so if we remember, and all the way back to fourth grade and third grade, possibly, to find the area of a square, we multiply the two sides. Also, of a rectangle, we multiply adjacent sides. So the area of this square would be 1 times 1, which is 1 inch squared. Let me go ahead and put that on there. So the area of this is 1 square inch. So to find the area of this little guy here, we multiply the two adjacent sides. 1/2 inch times 1/2 inch equals 1/4 square inch. And if that seems a little bit funny to you, if that seems too small, we could realize that this fits in, you can fit four of these in here. This is a 1/2 inch tall and a 1/2 inch wide. And so it would fit into this one corner here, and then one more fit in this corner, another one in this corner, another one in this corner. And so this square is 1/4 of this square. But of course, we're not going to stick with just whole numbers or halves. We have to get a little bit trickier, go a little bit deeper since we're in sixth grade. And so this is a pretty juicy problem. Noah would like to cover a rectangular tray with rectangular tiles. The tray has a width of 11 and 1/4 inches and an area of 50 and 5/8 square inches. If the tiles are 3/4 inch by 9/16 inch, how many would Nora need to cover the tray completely without gaps or overlaps? Explain or show your reasoning. Okay, so this is definitely a multi-step problem. We have a lot to work with here. So we have this rectangle. We know how long this side is. We don't know how long this side is, but we have the area. And so we can use the area on the one side to figure out the length of the other side, because adjacent sides multiplied together equals area. And so our division problem, of course, I have to click on the text tool. Our division problem is 50 and 5/8 divided by 11 and 1/4. And so when we're dividing, it's nicer to not be working with mixed numbers. So 50 and 5/8, I'm going to turn that into just a fraction. So 50 times 8 is 400 plus 5, so that's 405. 405/8. That's going to be divided by 11 times 4 is 44, plus 1 is 45. 45/4. And then, as we learned, when I'm dividing by a fraction, I can multiply by the inverse and get the same answer. So 405 divided by 8 times 4 divided by 45. Now, what is kind of nice, 450 would be 10 45s. 450 minus 45 is 405. So this 405 is 9/45. 9 times 45. So I can cancel out the 405 and the 45, put a 9 there. My 8 and my 4 also. So this comes 9/2 times 1 over 1. So this side is 9/2 inches. Oops. Get a text tool. So this side is 11 and 1/4 inches. This side is 11.5 inches. And now we have to figure out how many tiles go on here. Now we want to be kind of strategic how we want to lay the tiles. They're 3/4 of an inch on one side, 9/16 of an inch on the other side. So since this is already fourths, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide. I'm going to decide that the 3/4 inch side of those rectangular tiles is going to go on this side, and the 9/16 side of those rectangular tiles are it's going to go on that side. So if I was going to draw this out, my little tiles, this side is going to be 3/4 of an inch. This side is going to be 9/16. All right, these little tiles, and we want to figure out how many go across here, how many go up here. So I'm going to be dividing 11 and 1/4 by 3/4 and 9/2 by 9/16. So let me see if I can get my text tool to work. It is always kind of fussy with me, or I just don't figure it out very well. Okay, so 11 and 1/4 divided by 3/4. So that's this. I want to, again, I don't like to work with mixed numbers. I'm better off making it a fraction. 45/4 divided by 3/4 is 45/4 times 4/3. And so let me use my pen tool because this shows a little bit better, I think. So 45 and 3, this becomes 15. 4 and 4, they just go right with each other. And so then this ends up being, for Pete's sake, and that just equals 15. So I have 15 of those tiles along this side. I can fit 15 over here. Now, on this side, I have 9, it's 9.5 inches long, and I need to see how many 9/16 fit into 9/2. So get another text box. 9/2 divided by 9/16. Isn't that nice? They're already just fractions. So 9/2 times 16/9. So I'll get my pen again. 9 in the numerator and 9 in the denominator. And then I have 2 and 16, so my 16 becomes an 8. And so then this becomes, oh, for Pete's sake. And so this becomes 8. And I'm still not done. So I started up with the area on one side of this, and I divided the area by the side to figure out the other side. Then I divided this side by this length of this little tile to figure out that 15 tiles, this will be 15 tiles across here. Then I divided this side by this width of the tile, and I figured out that this is going to be 8 tiles tall. So now I need to multiply 15 tiles wide times 8 tiles tall. So 15 times 8. All right, so 15 times 2 is 30, and then I have times 4, so it's 120. So I'm going to need 120 tiles. My final answer is 120 tiles. Now, this is a lot. This is a lot to keep going through, but this is completely doable. This is all stuff that we've done before. We know the area of a rectangle. We know how to divide fractions. And so you just put your head down and you keep track of your steps and you just keep going. It's a little more work, but it's completely doable. All right. So, one more. It was, we were talking about rectangles and triangles. We've dealt with rectangles. Now we need to deal with triangles. So it says find the area of triangle A in square centimeters. Show your reasoning. Okay, so the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So base and height, they're the measurements that form a right angle. The base measures one side, the height measures from the base on a perpendicular line that reaches the opposite vertex. So we are perfectly set up. Everything's labeled perfectly for us. So we're going to multiply 4 1/2 times 4 1/2. And then divide all of that answer. Take that answer. Whoopsie, can I get back in there? I wish this text tool was a little bit nicer to use. We'll take that answer and we'll divide the whole thing by 2. So maybe we'll just add that part at the end. Now, 4 1/2 times 4 1/2, it's a little bit nicer again to switch it from mixed numbers to a single fraction. So 4 is going to be 8 halves plus one more. This is going to be 9 halves times 9 halves. That equals 81 fourths. Now I need to take that and I have to divide it by 2. So 81 fourths divided by 2. So dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying the inverse. So I can do 81 fourths times 1/2. And that equals 81 fourths, which equals 20 and 1/4 square. Oopsie, I have to put the slash in there. 21/4 square centimeters. So I know some people are a little bit nervous around rectangles. You just have to remember base times height divided by 2. Sometimes they'll give us the area and the base, and we have to figure out the height. We can do that. We know how to do all of that work. Might take a little bit longer with fractions, but we can handle it.